But it's Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to install the absolutely wonderful Thermalright Aqua Elite 360 in white. This is version 3, and in order to do this there's going to be a few things from your parts bag you're going to need. So grab your AMD parts bag and you will need the following parts from your kit. So letter D, letter L, letter O and letter P. So those are the individual bags you're going to need. Also as well, optionally, you can use the fan hub should you not wish to daisy chain your fans. We probably will be using this, but we'll see how things go. And also, you will also need your thermal paste. You can use thermal paste of your own choosing, but it does come included with Thermalright's TF7, which is actually quite a good thermal paste, so feel free to use it if you wish. So in order to start off with, what we're going to need to do is get access to the motherboard. So remove your side panel, and if you've got any other coolers in the way or anything, then remove all of that. That's pretty straightforward to do. What we'll do now is we'll turn the camera around so we can get a better close-up of the motherboard, and we'll show you what we need to do to prepare that part first. So the first thing to do is to remove the plastic lugs at the top and the bottom of your AMD motherboard. So just a cross-headed screw, and loosen off those screws and remove the plastic brackets. Once you've removed the screws, you can remove the plastic brackets and put them somewhere safe just in case you ever need them in the future. Next, from parts bag labelled P, grab the small pinky red plastic standoffs and push them over the top of the protrusions from the backplate. And it should look something like that. Next, take the brackets from bag D and place them over the top of the plastic bits, and it should look something very similar to that. Next, take the screws from the bag marked O and place one screw down through each bracket and plastic standoff, and you can just do those up by hand a couple of turns. This is considerably easier to do on a motherboard which is lead flat rather than being upright, because they have a tendency to want to kind of move around. So a flat motherboard is the best possible way to do this. Once you've done that, you can do them up by hand until they finish. You don't have to worry about doing them in any particular order. And once they're tightened down by hand, you can then grab a cross-headed screwdriver and just tighten them up the rest of the way until you hit a hard stop. And that is the bracket assembly done. So now we can move around to installing the radiator. Okay, so now we've come to the point where you have to decide whether or not you want to daisy chain all of these cables now, or whether you want to do them at a later date at the back of your case. Now the choice is really down to the individual. I think for me personally, I'm probably going to leave this till the last minute and do it all at the end. But if you want to daisy chain them now, you can do. So just get your PWM cables. For the fans, do those first, and literally just find a female end and a male end, and they should just push together. There we go. Then just grab another fan and do the same thing again. So push them in and basically connect up all three fans, and it should leave you with just one PWM plug. Again, if you want to, you can do this later, or you can of course use the included hub, plug them all into the hub and then have this at the back of your case. Again, that is entirely up to you. I wouldn't say there's necessarily a right or wrong way of doing this, just whatever suits your personal preference. If you do want to do the hub first, then you can do. So this is going to be attached to the CPU fan header, which is going to be somewhere around here on the motherboard. So let's maybe plug that in first and we'll do it that way. So if you are planning to do it this way, find your CPU fan header, which is this one just here on this motherboard. You can see it says CPU fan underneath there. So grab the PWM plug, plug it into the header, and then you can take the actual hub and just pass it through to the back of the PC. That way this section can look a little bit neater, and you can leave all your cables at the back. Again, the choice is entirely up to you. Okay, so for this part now, I've actually attached the radiator to the top, just attached with a couple of screws. We've still got a little bit of play there, so we can move this around if we need to. It's not fully secured down. We'll do that towards the end. But what I want to do now is to grab all of the cables which are hanging down from the fans, and we can just pass them through to the back of the case. So pull those all through and you should find you've got 6 cables, so 3 PWM and 3 of your addressable RGB. So now we can basically line up the radiator and we can go ahead and put the screws in the top. So in the top of the case, put in all of your screws. There should be 12, but for some reason on mine I've only got 8, I think it is. So yeah, you don't have to have all of the screw holes covered, but just as long as there's one in kind of each section, you should be fine. So again, you can do those up lightly, so you've still got a bit of wiggle room if you want to add more fans or something, but if you're happy, you can tighten them all the way down. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the cables we've just passed through, and now the radiator is secured in place. So what I would do is with your addressable RGB cables, these ones here, I would just put those out of the way for now, just so you can concentrate on the PWM ones. Now, as we said earlier, we've passed through this little hub already for our fans. So again, if you want to, you can just daisy chain these and plug them straight into the CPU header. That is an option, or alternatively, you can just plug them into the little hub here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And when we're finished, you should have something which looks very similar to this. So 3 fans plugged into this unit, and then this unit's PWM cable is going into the CPU fan header. So that is that section done. It's quite a lot of cabling, but yeah, it's not too bad. It could be a lot worse. So we can always cable manage that or tape it out the way after. That choice is going to be down to you. Next, we're going to actually put the CPU pump head onto the CPU and pass the cable in through for that as well. And then we can do the RGB wiring all in one go, and we can also do the pump head or the pump fan connection whilst we're on the other side. So let's flip the case round and we'll take a look on the other side. So at this point, something very important to do, and don't forget, is to remove your protective strip off the bottom of the cold plate, otherwise your temperatures will be absolutely horrible. And next we want to do is to basically put the pump into position, so onto the brackets that we've already installed. And if you want to, you can remove these retention clasps. I'm not going to be using those, I don't think. And also, it will give us a little bit more of a bend. If you want to use them, entirely up to you, but I'm going to choose not to. So you want to match up these points here, the screw holes, with the points on the motherboard. So you can just twist that round and kind of push it into place. Now we're going to put some thermal paste on as well, so don't forget to do that. So for the thermal paste, we're going to use our TF7 and just put a dollop of it in the middle. You can choose if you put enough on or not enough. You'll find out when you do your temperature testing. Okay, so next is the pump. So put it over the top of the mounting brackets there. And all we want to do is to do up the screws a couple of turns at a time. So 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. And just keep on doing that until it stops turning. Don't over tighten the screws, just do it up until you feel some resistance at the bottom or the screws kind of bottoming out, and that's fine. For some users, you may find it beneficial to just undo it a turn or like half a turn, just to give a little bit of flexibility on there. Sometimes AM5 doesn't like being cranked all the way down. So that is pretty much it for attaching the pump head. And with that done, we can then take the cable for the pump and also the ARGB for the pump, and you can route it up through the top of the case. Now I've decided after, it doesn't really want to go up between the heat sinks there, which is unfortunate. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it's a bit tricky at the moment. So I'm just going to wrap the cable around there and pass it out through the back. So we still need to connect up the pump, so we're going to actually pass that cable back through, which is this one here. and we're going to attach this to the motherboard pump header. Now on this board you can just about see there, hopefully, that the pump header is marked up and is this one just at the top in the middle. So let's connect that one up. So that is plugged in now, and I can pull any of the excess cabling back out of the rear of the case. Tidy that up a little bit. That's absolutely fine. So that is all of our cables connected there. We also need to connect in the addressable RGB, which on this board is just on the side here. So I'm actually going to take the one from the pump and plug it in here, and then I'm going to daisy chain all the others from it. So plug it into the pump header, and there we go. That is our addressable RGB done. So now if we go around to the back of the case, we can daisy chain all those addressable RGB headers off of that symbol plug. Now this is starting to look a little bit messy, but that is unfortunately part and parcel of the modern addressable RGB world, unless you want to spend a fortune on new daisy chainable magnetic connections. So we've got the 3 connections here, which are from the fans on the top, and there is our piggyback, which is coming off the pump head, which is connected to the motherboard. So all we do is just unplug that connection off there. There's a little plastic cap, and all you simply do is just go male to female and daisy chain them together. So there's one, and take the cap off of the next one, plug in your connector, pull off your cap, and grab the next one in the chain and plug that in. So there we go. I think that is all of our connections. So 1, 2, and 3. So that's our 3 fans all connected, all daisy chained together, as you can see there, and then connected into that connector there. Don't take off the plug off the last one in the chain. You can, if you want to, still daisy chain more devices on this last plug, but if you're not using it, make sure you put the cap over it, because these do run 5 volts through them, and if it's kind of just dangling around in the back of your PC case, potentially you could get a short circuit, which is the last thing you want. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a rat's nest here, but this is absolutely fine because I'm just going to be testing performance at the moment. I might do a little bit of a tidy up on it a little bit later on. Don't forget as well, keep the plastic caps should you ever need to return anything, or if you want to change the wiring. And there we go. There is the finished product, all installed, all of our cables done. Again, if you want to, you can be a little bit tidier with the cable management. With these white cables on a black board, they do stick out a little bit, but I don't think it's too bad at all. So the next thing to do is to get this connected back up to the power and give it a damn good benchmarking. Anyway, for those of you who watched this video for the installation, hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, smash the like button. If you want to see more content of this on a daily basis, maybe consider hitting subscribe and the chime notification. That way you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.